Health and Care Research Wales is encouraging members of the public to get involved in research so that they can have a voice in the treatment and care. Members of the public can make a real difference to research because they can ensure that the research is related to real people's needs and concerns.
The real value is engaging with researchers so they understand the true nature of the conditions that I've got. It's important that they know that the condition is not defined merely by what they see. There's a lot more to Parkinson's disease than just the shakes or the stiffness or the fading of medication, which are the things that they will observe. What they don't know is what goes on inside your mind. So it's important that researchers understand the whole range and the whole gamut of symptoms. It makes me feel, first of all, the obvious answer that I'm contributing and helping. For me, it's about developing that partnership with researchers, which says, I've got something to give, you've got something to give, let's do it together. And it has been, on the whole, a very positive experience.
Yes, the wedi'i study is a study to raise awareness of the symptoms of type 1 diabetes in childhood, and we wanted to raise awareness with parents and GPs because there's some discussion that maybe that symptoms aren't picked up early enough.
Why did you think it was important to include parents in the work that you were doing?
It's really important to include parents because parents would be able to give us an insight onto what sort of messages or what sort of item would really raise awareness of the symptoms. We really thought it would be important to get a fresh perspective on the idea of raising awareness of those 4 key symptoms of type 1 diabetes. It had a huge influence on the study. We first thought that it would be something like a poster or fridge magnets or something like that, but the parents came up with this brilliant idea of a shopping bag. It was about the time when in Wales the 5p levy had been introduced onto carrier bags in shops. So parents came up with this wonderful idea of putting the 4 symptoms on the carrier bag, a reusable carrier bag, and that I think was a huge difference to the study because we'd never even thought of that.
We were aware that the audience in South Wales now is very broad, and it's not just English-speaking parents, and so we felt it was important that symbols were used to get the message across rather than language.
I think it's really brilliant when members of the public get involved in research because they do bring a completely different look to something than researchers do. We tend to be quite not closed-minded, but maybe can't see the wood for the trees. Always it surprises me whenever I work with members of the public because they give such a fresh perspective to things.
It's very much about that kind of allowing you to do the clever stuff. So actually we can come in and give that, as you say, perspective.
So if members of the public want to get involved in research, they can join the Involving People Network, which is part of Health and Care Research Wales. Once members of the public join the Involving People Network, there is a suite of training that's available to them, which we would encourage them to take part in. If members of the public only want to get involved in a certain type of research, for example cancer, that's absolutely relevant for them to join the Involving People Network. There's no pressure for them to get involved in anything but what they are concerned about.
Healthwise Wales is a national survey. They're hoping to be in contact with 260,000 people, and it's to look at the mapping of the health of Wales. Well, it's important, so we've got a good overview of where people are in their health. It's so important that we find that out, so eventually carry out this actual population study. I didn't realise that it opened so many doors for me. I only went to one meeting and the next thing I know I was asked to go on a focus group, and the next thing I know I'm trained as a champion. I've grown in confidence so much. It is important for anyone over the age of 16 who has signed up with a GP in Wales to participate.